Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a brand new episode of my weekly gaming playlist series. We made it to another Friday, so it's time for us to talk about the games that I played this week, share my thoughts on them, and whether I think you guys should check them out or not. I always enjoy hearing your thoughts as well, so if you guys have played any of the games I shared with you today, let me know what you thought of them. Maybe there's something you liked about them, maybe something you didn't enjoy about them. I always enjoy hearing about the games you guys are playing as well, because that gives me ideas of games that I might want to check out. And I've actually played a couple of games after hearing you guys talk about them. And if you have a recommendation on games you think I would enjoy playing, let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play and experience it. I might already own it, and if I don't, I might look into picking it up and adding it to my collection. I do appreciate all the suggestions you guys have given me this year, as I've played a lot of great games. Now, I've got two of them to share with you guys this week. Now, this episode, I haven't actually uploaded one for a couple weeks. The last 2 weeks I've just been too busy with work. My wife and I also just recently got over being sick with a cold, and so I didn't do a whole lot of gaming 2 weeks ago. That whole week I was just really tired. I went to work and then pretty much came home and slept a lot. But I did manage to play a little bit of this game, and then I actually finally beat the one that I've been working on the last couple of weeks. It's for the Xbox One and Series X, and it's definitely one I think you guys should check out. I've been having a blast with it. I'm really glad that I beat it, and that was the game called Chorus. This is a really fun third-person spaceship shooter where you play as a ship. Now, you play as two characters. You play as Nora, which is a human. Now, she has special abilities, kind of like somebody I would think of, kind of like a Jedi, where she's able to tap into a mysterious force, and they being able to have powers that normal humans don't. And they also have her ship, which is called Forsaken, but he goes by Forza for short. He's actually a sentient being that's attached to her ship, and not simply just a ship. And these two characters were meant to be with each other, and they're very compatible, and they basically become kind of like one being together, and they both enhance each other. And that's where the game takes place. Has a really cool story. I really enjoyed it. Excellent voice acting, amazing music, and beautiful graphics. Looks absolutely beautiful in space. Several different areas for you to explore, where they're open world, where you can do stuff. You can do main missions, but then you can also do the side missions, and then there's different things for you to unlock. You can upgrade Nora herself, but then you can also upgrade her ship by using credits. And as you play through the game, you actually unlock new abilities. You actually can unlock stuff for the ship by doing some side missions. You don't have to do the side missions, but I recommend you do. I did everything in the game that I could. I got all the achievements except for a couple, which was maxing out her ship. Now, what's really cool, though, is after you beat the game, it creates a save for you right before the final mission of no return, so that you can redo it again if you want to level up stuff to get those last achievements, which I might do in the future. But I had a lot of fun with this. So I'll read you guys from the back. This ends with us. She was once the Circle's deadliest warrior. Now she's their most wanted fugitive, as Nara and her starfighter Forsaken journey across the galaxy to unite resistant forces against the Circle and free the universe from oppression. Explore a dark universe. Venture into a sci-fi universe teeming with mystery and rife with conflict. Journey of redemption. Follow Nara's quest to face her haunted past. Zero-G space combat. Face hordes of enemies, fast-paced action, and exhilarating dogfights. It does have really good controls. The ship feels great. The combat's amazing. Really awesome. So let's check out Chorus. Alright guys, we're checking in and taking another look here at Chorus. It's a really awesome third-person spaceship shooter with RPG elements. So let's get it started. And as you can see, the game loads really fast on the Series X. You're in the game in just a few seconds. It doesn't take very long to get into the game, which is great. I'll go over the story when I film the Friday segment, talk about this game. But there are two characters you play as. One is Nara, which is the pilot, which you guys can see here. And the other one is Forsaken. He goes by Forza. He's actually the ship, and he is sentient. He's not simply just a ship. There's actually more to him. As you play through the story, you actually learn more about his backstory, which I don't want to ruin it, but just to say, you actually are two characters. You're the pilot and the ship, and you play them together as one person and one unit, one entity, which is really cool. Now, this game Absolutely beautiful graphics. I absolutely love it here on my 4K TV. It's got great music, it's got great voice acting, and it has a really fun story. Now you got some decent sized maps for you to explore, and they're broke up into different areas which you can get to through warp gates. And as you play the game, you unlock new maps and new areas to explore. And in those areas, they have different missions you can take on. Like, I'm currently doing a story mission, but there are a bunch of side missions for you to take on. They're not required, but they're optional. But they can lead to upgrades for your ship, upgrades for Nara. They also can give you backstory on characters. And sometimes they can actually affect main stories, because there are choices in some of the missions. So maybe you save somebody, and then that person helps you in another mission. Or maybe you do save somebody, but they end up betraying you in another mission, and maybe you don't save them, and there's different things that can affect some of the missions, which is really cool. There's also random encounters where you'll find random ships that will be in distress, like someone might need to be escorted somewhere, maybe someone needs help repairing their ship, getting fuel. Random enemies will spawn, so there are a bunch of random events that will happen. Eventually, you'll start getting the same ones kind of over and over, but it's really cool having that random stuff appear. And then here's where you keep track of your ship and all of the upgrades for it. You've got 3 different weapons. You have your Gatling weapon, or little Gatling lasers, which I've got 5 different ones unlocked. You also have your laser weapon, which is really cool. Then you also have missiles as well. But then you also have 3 modification slots where you can buy and get different upgrades, which will affect your ship's performance. The hull, your shields, and then what damage that your weapons do. And then Nara is not just simply a regular person, she is a special person. She's able to tap into the void, which is kind of like being like a Jedi, or if you play the Warhammer universe where there's people that tap into the warp and they get those powers from there. It's similar to that. So she has special abilities that normal humans don't have. Like, she has one of them you start off with is this right of senses, where she's able to sense things in the universe, unlock past. She's able to actually see things that happened in the past in her mind, which is really cool. Then eventually you unlock this little drift trance, where you're actually able to drift. And then she also unlocks the Rite of the Hunt, where she's able to teleport through portals. There's also the Rite of Storms, and then there's 2 more I haven't unlocked. But as you play through the story, she starts re-unlocking these rights that she had as she got rid of them, or when she left the circle, which are the main enemies of the game, and you have to get these back so you can keep fighting them. So it's really cool, there's stuff for you to unlock as you play through the game. And then there's also these right fragments that you can find through different little missions and stuff, where you can unlock the right fragments, which then help power up, so she's able to use more of her powers, which is cool. And then you also have this mastery section, which is cool, basically like a skills, and they have from a level 1 to 5, and every time you level them up, they start doing something. Like, I got this one maxed out, so I've got minus 20% reducing, so my Gatling gun doesn't overheat takes 20% off from overheating, which is great. And you level these up by simply doing actions with them. Like, the laser weapon is, you have to kill so many enemies with the laser weapon to level up, and there's all kinds of different stuff for you here to level up, and it definitely pays to go through and level this stuff up, because it makes you stronger, gives you more abilities and stuff. So I recommended going through and leveling these up in combat and stuff. I've been doing a little grinding for it, but it's making the game a lot easier for me. Now, there is a really tough mode called permadeath mode, where you can play that if you die once, you die and you have to start the whole game all over again. A very hardcore mode, only for the absolute hardcore of people, but I'm just playing it on the normal difficulty, and it's still been kind of a challenge. You control your ship, you accelerate with the left stick, but you can also do barrel rolls with it. The right stick, you actually will move you, and you can go up, down, and then if you hold the left trigger, it actually will do your boost. And if you hit the right stick in, you actually do a super speed burst mode here, which you can use to traverse the map a lot quicker. And then there's a lot of dogfights and stuff in the game, so we're just going to run around this little temple area here, and should get a random battle encounters. A lot of stuff that happens around this temple here, so I'm hoping one will pop up, and I can show you guys what the combat is like, because it has really good combat. The game excels. Real tight controls.
Close to us.
Oh, here we go.
Let's take them out before they can cause any damage.
So there we go. So now you guys get to see some of the combat here, and that's, see, her sense is telling me where they're at. You know, it shows you how far away they are. The closer you get to it, it'll count down, and so here you go. You can see some of the different enemies with her abilities.
Here.
And these enemies used to were when I first got to this area, some of these enemies were killing me very quickly in just a few seconds. And thanks to me getting leveled up here, and leveling up my abilities, you know, they don't doing as much damage to me. My shields are stronger, my hull's stronger, and it's been a lot easier. So definitely, if you're struggling with the game at some point, you might need to do a little grinding to get yourself leveled up. And sometimes the enemies will just flee like that, where they flee from you. So if you press the A button, she'll let her senses out.
There are sudden ruptures in our reality.
The faceless.
Yes, we must hurry.
Now this is how you can, this little segment here, here's a little trick for you guys when you get to this part of the map. This is where you can unlock the right fragments. This is the last one I need to get here, and these will randomly spawn here.
They're entering our reality.
And only you can seal the ruptures.
I need to get close to them. Let's go.
So I got a minute to seal 5
Seal the
ruptures.
first fracture.
4 more to go.
And then it'll unlock a right fragment for me, and I'll finally get this part of me maxed out.
Now 2 are closed.
Fastenara.
3 sealed.
Which leaves 2.
Close another.
Down to 1. That was the last one.
That should keep the faceless from appearing here. For now.
For now, I can sense a right energy fragment nearby.
And so you can hear her thinking a lot, and then her and Forza do talk a lot, so they'll help talk about the story and what you need to do. Boom, I just leveled up my energy bar now by getting that energy upgrade there.
Inner strength.
And there's a lot of side missions for you to take on, along with the main story missions, which is great. And I can show you guys like the traveling and stuff. So let's get the map up and get that gate, and I can jump to it. And so this is how you go to the different systems between there. You got to get up to these warp gates. And then you can see the different ones I have unlocked. So there's 1, 2, 3. I've got to 4, and I still got 5 and 6. Still have those ones to go to. But you can go like here, and then you can see what that map looks like. And then we'll warp to it. And so there you go. Now you can see another whole big area for you to check out and explore, and all the different missions and things for you to go on. And like those question marks and stuff mean that there might be a mission there or something for you to unlock. So we'll pause it here for a moment. I'll try to get into some more combat so you guys can see a little bit more of the combat. So here's a random side mission I just found.
This is Nara. Captain, what happened?
Cult ship. No.
No, I'm here to help. You mentioned cult traitors.
Prophet's ears, bastard.
A spy? Where are they?
They're all
It'll be okay. Were they alone?
my cargo. It's all I have.
I'll get your cargo, and then we talk, okay?
All right. I'll wait here.
So we can use the senses to find her cargo.
First cargo package retrieved.
Good. Let's move on.
So try to use our sensors to find where these are. So you gotta look for little arrows here, and that'll show you where your little objectives are. Definitely comes in handy, especially when you're under a time limit. Some of these missions do have time limits.
Captain, I retrieved most of your cargo.
Oh, thank you.
It's fine. What happened exactly?
The spy. And then we took Asics in.
Wait, Asics is the spy?
No. All that blood. I.
Just breathe. I'll get the rest of your cargo.
A Freeze informant. Asics is a double agent.
I know.
All cargo retrieved.
I hope the comms are down enough to talk. Here's your lost cargo.
Thank you. Oh, thank.
There! The heretics we tracked.
No.
Figured this would lead to some combat.
Construction complete. Area secured.
Nice.
Excellent. Let's find out about Ree's informant. You're safe from the cultists now?
So close. Thank you. Please, take this.
You don't owe us anything.
I insist. Please.
Thanks.
Sweet, got a bunch of credits.
Now, about the spy.
Yes. Tonrak. We were all friends and fled from Najara together. Then we rescued Asics and Tonrak turned on us. We fought. Asics escaped. I killed Tonrak. I killed my friend.
You're in good hands here. Nara out.
So Asics did not betray us.
Not yet.
And I'll show you guys real quick. There's these little areas you can go into the hangars. And this is where you can level up your ship. You can skip this part. But this is where you can go in here to buy upgrades for your ship. And sometimes you can find, new Gatling guns, new weapons to buy here. And you also can find other upgrades here that you can buy. And this is where you use the credits that you find throughout the world to level up your ship. But it's definitely a really fun game. If you like third-person spaceship shooters, I highly recommend Chorus. It's really awesome. It's very affordable. You can play it on Xbox One, you can play it on the Series X, play it on PS4, play PS5, the PC. It's a really fun game that I recommend you guys check out. It's really awesome. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that look at Chorus. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with it. I picked this up last year on sale from Gamefly. It was brand new, for a really good price. It's definitely one I recommend. If you guys like ship games, you're a fan of playing the old Star Wars Rogue Squadron and playing the ship games, I highly recommend this one. It's done really well, and you will not be disappointed, and it's not very expensive either. I've seen it locally here for $15 to $20. I'm not sure what it goes for online, but I'm sure you could find it for a relatively cheap price. Definitely one I would recommend checking out if you like those kind of games. I had a blast with it. It took me 30 hours to fully beat that, and I was doing some grinding to level up, because as you play through the game, it gets really difficult, especially further along you get, so you want to make sure that you do all those side missions so you can level up your ship and buy all the upgrades you can, because the enemies do get tough. There's different boss battles for you. I died several times in this game, but I never felt like it was an unfair challenge. Like, I died a couple times in a boss, but then you finally learn how to play against the boss, and it becomes really enjoyable. So highly recommend Chorus for you guys. Now, the other one is a game I have not played since 2014. I was actually really disappointed in this game when it came out because I was such a fan of the series, but I wanted to go back and beat it after all these years, and that is a game called Sacred 3 for Xbox 360. It is backwards compatible on the Xbox One and Series X, which I've been playing it on my Series X. It's also up to 4 players co-op. You can play it locally, you can play it online, but there's really nobody online playing this anymore. But it is a fun game, but it's definitely not going to be anything like Sacred 2. So if you're coming from playing Sacred 2 like I was, you will be very disappointed in this game. The story is cringy and just but it does have good voice acting, it has good graphics, the music is phenomenal, the combat and everything just feels real fluid. So I'll read you guys from the back. Victory is ours, glory is mine. Play as one of 5 legendary heroes, each with unique skills and weapons, which there's actually some DLC characters you can buy, so you can add to more, get more characters. Master special attacks to quickly decimate hordes of enemies. Perform powerful co-op combat arts to defeat epic bosses. Level up and customize your hero. Outshine your fellow warriors. Equip dynamic weapon spirits to empower your journey. Sacred 3 is an arcade hack-and-slash game for up to 4 players. Choose from legendary heroes and fight together against the rise of evil. Set in the war for Ancaria, you will face hordes of Grimoks, brute beasts, legions of mercenaries, and undead wizards. Develop your character's skills and abilities and band together to use powerful co-op abilities and tactics. This game does have a huge focus on co-op, but you can still play it single player and enjoy it, but you do not have any AI-controlled characters. You're on your own. So let's check out some of Sacred 3. Alright guys, today we're playing Sacred 3. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Sacred series. I love the original Sacred that I played on PC, and then I love Sacred 2 even more, and I played that on my Xbox 360 so much. Played through it with my brother, I played through it with my buddy Deshaun, I played with the people online, and we had an absolute blast with Sacred 2. I beat it multiple times, multiple characters, absolutely loved the game. Now, when I heard that Sacred 3 was coming out, I got really excited because I was like, man, I love 2. I can't wait to try 3. And when I finally got Sacred 3, I was very disappointed in this game because it was nothing like Sacred 2. The cool, badass story from the second one is gone in this. Decided, instead of being serious, it went to this jokey, cringy story with just absolutely annoying voiceovers. But it does have good music, does have good voice acting. It's just the story was written terribly with all these terrible jokes, and this game got universally hated on, which it definitely deserved. But it's still a fun isometric hack and slash game, and I first played this back in 2014, but I was really disappointed with it, and so it kind of killed my mood to want to play it. But after all these years now, and it's been 10 years, I thought, why don't I just play it and check it out? And I've actually been enjoying it. There is some DLC for this. You can add some new chapters. You can also add some new characters. And I also had the pre-order DLC since my brother and I got this when it first launched. So let's get the game started here. So you can go get the DLC. You can still buy it on the Xbox One and Series X Marketplace because it is a backwards compatible title, so you can still buy the DLC, which I actually bought an Orc DLC, so I could play as an Orc character. So let's start the game. There's my Orc character, but here's where the different characters you have. A warrior, you got an archer, paladin, you got this Arcanian Lancer, and then this one was my pre-order DLC, was the assassin, and then I bought this Orc shaman character, which I've been playing as him, and I'm really liking his character. And I do want to get some of the other DLC as well for it to add to the game. And I'm currently level 6, which I believe the max level is level 50. And now this game does have a huge focus on playing co-op locally or online, but you can still enjoy the game playing it single player, so let's check it out. The game does perform really well. I do enjoy the combat. I do enjoy the characters that you can choose from. I do love the weapons you can get. So there are some good customization for you. You're leveling up, you use gold and stuff. You have your skills here. You have different combat arts, so you have different abilities you can use. And as you progress and level up, you can start unlocking more stuff. So I have a couple different ones here that I've used. There's some co-op stuff. Unless you play co-op, you can't use it. Different skills you can have. Like I like having his dodge ability there versus blocking because it's a lot easier. Equipment, which you can find different weapons. You start with your base one, but as you play through the game, you actually can unlock new ones. And then you can start leveling these up with gold. So I've already started leveling up this one as his main weapon. And you use gold to level up. I got his armor to level 2, so it gives you more damage resistance. And then you have these weapon spirits that talk. They possess your weapon and make it stronger, and there's different abilities to it, and it'll tell you what they do. Like this one has a 20% chance to trigger chain lightning for the enemy, so I like using him. And you can level these guys up as well. And as you play through the game, you'll unlock different spirits that you can equip onto your weapon. But a lot of them are based around co-op, so these ones aren't really helping me, so I just keep the one with the battle mage. You can have up to 4 players, because there's, like I said, 4-player co-op game. And you can have your difficulty, easy, medium, hard, and there's like even a harder difficulty you can unlock. And this is one of those games that it's meant to be played more than once. And then there's a little item shop. You can get your health potions, which you can only have 2 at a time. But when you kill enemies, they will drop health orbs that you can collect. And then there's also these energy totems for your energy resources you can use. And then this is where the game is like broke up into different levels that you go through. And there'll be some little secret ones, and then stuff like this one here that's locked is actually a DLC mission. So if I buy the DLC, then I can start playing that one. But we'll just redo the first level so you guys can see what it's like.
So I assume we're not here to stand dramatically around a table?
My apologies. The Resistance needs you all desperately to fight off Zane and his Ashen Empire. Some of you have been chosen as the greatest warriors of your people.
And then there's me.
This is my daughter Arya. She will guide you. She may be young and untested, but she is the best telepath we have.
Thanks.
Now, for the matter at hand. Helios, the pride of the Seferi, was the last free city in Ankaria.
Was. We have a saying, he who interrupts a storyteller spoils the ending.
As I was saying, the Seferi people have long defended Helios, along with the heart of Ankaria, the land's most powerful artifact.
I've seen it. It's as big as my head.
And it's under attack. The Ashen Empire found a way around its Seferi guards. Zane hired a mercenary named Cartel to infiltrate and pillage Helios.
By my sunburn, I threw that creep into prison 3 times, and once into the ocean.
The Resistance reports that Cartel's men disguise themselves as traders and commoners, then attack the city from within.
Don't tell me it's too late to smack some holy justice into these guys.
You'll get your chance. Cartel's forces are sacking Helios as we speak, taking innocents prisoner, allowing the Ashen Empire to seize the heart.
Then let's get these heroes over there and get the heart of Ankaria back.
It may be too late for that, but not for the people of Helios. Who will protect them if not for you?
You're right. Not sure I can get everyone there in one piece anyway. Forget I said that.
That Arya character is the one who's going to be talking to you as you play through the game, and she can be annoying at times.
Right in the temple district of Helios. All you have to do is save those refugees. And of course, get the bad guys.
Now the combat is pretty solid in this game, though. And so are the controls, really good graphics and everything. It's just, I wish they wouldn't had gone with this terrible story and joke idea. Had this just been serious, it would have been so much more amazing a game. Otherwise, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. And I really like this orc character because he's so beefy and has a lot of strong attacks. Now, obviously, this is a little easier for me because I'm level 6 and you're meant to have level 1 in this level, but just to give you guys an idea of the combat here. And then these little green orbs, those are what heal you. And then those 2 yellow bars below are like my special abilities.
We got a welcoming committee. But they don't seem that friendly.
And when you kill enemies, you can get those energy orbs so you can do those special attacks. As long as those bars are filled up, you can use those 2 different attacks. And then above my health bar, the green there's my level bar, which is level 6. And so every time I kill an enemy, you know, I gain experience, complete missions and stuff, you get more experience like that. There are little secrets you can go off into past to find treasure, but it's pretty much go from point A to point B, fight different monsters, and then you fight bosses at the end of every stage. So, you know, it's an arcade game, and it's definitely not the best action RPG I've played before, but I've had fun with it. So if you go in with the expectations that it's definitely not like any other Sacred game, you'll have a fun time with it.
Made it this far. You really have a shot at saving those refugees, but it ain't over yet.
And then these little circles throughout the levels are your little checkpoints. If you die, you'll respawn at that last checkpoint that you did to unlock.
Guys with shields. Guys with shields!
So guys with shields, you actually have to do a strong attack to break their guard so they can get through their shield. See, that main way's over there, but if you go this way, you can actually find a chest.
Our first treasure chest! Well, what are you waiting for? Open it!
Treasure! That's something that never gets old.
Keep your eyes open for more treasure. Better you get it than the Empire. I'm just saying.
And your own character will talk, and then also the spirit that you have attached to your weapon, he also will make comments periodically as well. So there's a lot of damn talking in the game.
You're gonna fight me? Where's your army? Oh, you didn't bring it.
Including the main bad guy that you're fighting. He will taunt you throughout the game as well.
Wow. Just wow. I'd read about battles, but I could never have imagined how badass you are. Way to go. Once you clear the gate of the bad guys, the refugees will be safe. Easy. Oh, did I just speak too soon?
Gold will stay on the ground for a while, but eventually it will disappear. So you do want to try to collect it.
I don't need an army to defeat you. I'll have my elite demonstrate what just one of us can do in a fight.
I'm not getting anything from this guy. He's so strong. Be careful.
There are little sub-bosses like this guy periodically where they're stronger than regular enemies.
You saved the refugees.
But not as strong as a
they're
boss.
Slightly traumatized. City guards can secure the gate. I'm not supposed to do this, but you want to try to take out Cartel?
My forefathers say, yes, please. Ha!
And you will face a variety of different enemies throughout the game as it changes and they get stronger and you get new ones that you have to fight. And
get close and nail that guy. Ooh, so hot.
You can also perform executions on certain enemies. It'll show an execution icon, a little red skull above them, and you can actually perform an execution move on them. And that'll give you extra health and energy and stuff. And each character you play pick and choose to play as does play a little bit different because they have different combat styles. So really, you just have to pick one that really suits you. I just really like this orc guy. It's pretty fun playing as him.
I've got a funny feeling you'll find traps ahead.
There's also traps that you can then disarm with your little holding the X button down. And they will respawn even in the middle of battle.
Not so fast. I enslaved these citizens fair and square. You would have to fight my men for them.
He's keeping people as slaves? That's just wrong. Attack the cage doors to break them out. They're free, but be on the lookout for more civilians. Rescue as many as you can.
So, just wanted to give you guys a little idea of the game. Like I said, you're not going to get the best experience in the world, but it's still a fun experience. I think it would have done a lot better if it wasn't a Sacred game and just was a different game. It wasn't part of the Sacred series. It probably wouldn't have been hated as much. But it's still fun, and it's one I definitely think you guys should check out. So that was our look at Sacred 3. Like I said, if you're coming from Sacred 1 and 2, you'll be really, really disappointed. This is one of those games that it would have been better if they had just not made it a Sacred game and made it something else. It would have performed better because this sold like shit when it was out, and it's still hated now. Like, if you go look on the reviews, it's got like a 2 or 3 star and has a lot of hate on it. But if you can get past all that and just play the game for being a third-person isometric hack and slash that's arcadey, you can have fun with it. I've been having fun with it. I got that DLC orc character, and I've really been enjoying playing as him. And I've got through about a fourth of the way through the story so far. And this is one I would like to beat. You know, I want to finally beat it after all these years. I haven't played it in 10 years. It's definitely fun, but I can only recommend it if you're a big fan of isometric action RPGs. There are better games out there. So we'll do our quick little review. You know, we talked about Chorus, a wonderful third-person ship game. It's got great graphics, music, great combat, a wonderful story. I had a lot of fun with it. It'll take you anywhere from like 20 to 30 hours to beat, depending on how thorough, if you want to beat everything, unlock everything in the game. You'll have a lot of fun with it. And then we also talked about Sacred 3, you know, one of the weakest entries in the Sacred series, but it was still a fun hack and slash isometric action RPG that I've been having fun playing. But I really only recommend it if you're just a die-hard fan of the series and a die-hard fan of the genre like I am. But let me know your guys' thoughts. You guys have played Chorus or Sacred 3. Love to hear about the games you guys have been playing lately. And if you have any recommendations on games you think I might enjoy, let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play and experience. I want to thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day. And Sleepy will see you next time.